はいどうも、アルミラです。それじゃあ続きをやっていきましょう。開いてんじゃん。ここは出て、さあ
どうしよっかな。
とりあえず船着き場に向かうか。新しいところか。
やったきました。
あれ、
Well now, if it isn't the little saint from the vault. We've been looking for you. Someone's put quite a price on your head.
そうなの。
What? You think you can walk around the wasteland doing the things that you do and there isn't going to be someone who takes notice?
ああ、そうだ。
Such a shame. I hear that you could have been something useful. Ah well, time to die.
面白いやつだな。気に入った。くたばりやがれ。
No, no, I don't think so.
野郎ぶっ殺しや
暴力セックス。
リベットシティ。なんか聞いたことある。
あります。
Ah, welcome, weary traveler. You look like a traveler in need of relaxation and the finest of chemical assistance.
ないですか。
Well, wander no more, my good friend, for I am Doc Hoff, procurer of the finest of medical goods and chemical assistance. Now, I provide food, drinks, and discreet chemicals to discerning customers around the wasteland. I don't have a home office exactly, but I organize much of my trade with Ernest Rowe in Canterbury Commons. Give me a shout if you need anything else. Cheers. Welcome to Rivet City. Please wait while the bridge extends.
あ、じゃあ。
ずいぶんでかいな。ちょっとだけ寄り道していくか。
わーい、楽しそうだね。
You've been rather busy lately, asking questions, investigating. So is that it? You're some kind of investigator? A detective for hire? Or do you have some kind of personal grudge against an innocent android who simply wants to be left alone? Please tell me. I'd really like to know. Well, if that's true, then the first thing you need to do is halt your investigation. No more questions. No more searching. The movement I'm involved with, we help his kind escape their Commonwealth-imposed slavery. We help them disappear. You understand? You really want help? Take this. It's an internal component from the very android you're searching for. Don't ask how I obtained it. Present it to Dr. Zimmer in Rivet City. Tell him the android is dead and that was on the corpse. He'll believe you. Do that and Zimmer will go back to the Commonwealth and leave that poor soul alone. Do that and you'll have saved a man's life.
後藤さん、これって勲章ですよ。
Just understand that this android is now, for all intents and purposes, a man. He looks human, he acts human, he believes he is human. But even if he's not, even if he's a machine, he's capable of rational thought and emotion. So you see, his soul is as human as yours or mine. This person, and he is a person, deserves a chance at freedom. Please, if there's a shred of decency in you, don't take that away from him. Of course, if you help me, and thus the android, God and the universe will smile upon you. Is there any better compensation? We call ourselves the Railroad. Our mission is the rescue and salvation of synthetic humanoids. Androids, as they're more commonly known.
レールロードこの時からいるんだ。
Yes, if we are able. But there are others in the wasteland who assist in the plight of human slaves. Our android brethren have only us. Tell you what. You deliver that component to Zimmer and tell him the android is dead, and you can consider yourself a member in good standing. You know what you need to do.
Hold it right there. State your business in Rivet City. And who might your father be? If he lives on this boat, I know. Oh, yeah? And I'm a fairy princess. You keep up this smart-ass attitude, and you're gonna wind up floating face down. All right. You can go on in. If I hear about any trouble, you're gonna wind up in the river. You get me?
We're going to close soon. You better get out of here. You mean Genius Boy? Yeah, I've heard of him. Supposedly built Rivet City. They probably think he invented bread, too. Idiots. Lately, he's even been blamed for the noises in the broken ship bow. Anyone with half a brain would know that's just the Mirelurks. Come back soon. We always got a lot of ammo in stock.
Maybe you don't know who you're talking to. I'm Commander Danvers, Assistant Chief of Security. Yeah, well, I don't have time for newbies like you. You got something on your mind? Spill it. Don't you believe the rumors? His ghost is certainly not haunting the bow of the ship. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have work to do. Chief Harkness meets with Dr. Lee and Bannon to discuss security matters. It's a waste of a good Monday morning, if you ask me. They should just let Chief Harkness call the shots. Duty calls.
The market is closing soon. You better make it quick. Now, there's a name I haven't heard. Never met the man myself, but rumor has it. Some rumors say he died trying to loot the broken bow of the ship. Others say he joined... Dr. Lee, Chief Harkness, and I are all on the... I can be very influential, if you know what I mean. A threat? No, of course not. Well, he's a shady character. I just can't prove it. Now, if someone were to... Well, let's just say I would be very appreciative. Come back, these walls.
That was bad. I'm sure they'll do something about it.
Hello? Who are you? Got any psycho? I could really... I run the chem shop, but I'm broke and can't... So you can take it? My wife, Cindy, she's always watching the inventory. If I take any...
This is a quick fix. I mean, that's the name of our shop. No. Polly does. Sample it. He's hopeless. I have to keep him away from the shop, or one of the... Go home. Yeah? What do you want? Yeah, that's James. My own little troublemaking brat. I'd sell him to you if they'd let me. Unless you've got any more personal questions. Yeah? What do you want? Oh, really? My husband ran off and got himself killed and left me to raise his little brat. So don't...
I'm sure they'll do something about it.
Welcome to... You'd better get out of here. The guards are going... Steal it? Hardly. He runs the council like it's... He's supposed to represent all the market businesses, not just himself. It's about time he was replaced. He's totally strung out. See you later.
Let me introduce myself. I am Gary Staley, gourmet chef, and my specialty is Mirelurk cakes. Although... Then you are... Thank you for...
Stay away from me! What do you want? I suppose it doesn't matter if I tell you. I used to be a slave. I saw a slaver on this ship. His name is Sister. I'm afraid he's after me. Really? Oh, thank you. Can you help me? I've been so worried with him around. I can hardly sleep at night. I guess that was too much. Farewell.
Yes. Sir, this slag heap appreciates the intel. Moving to secure the flight deck, sir.
よし。いってら。
やってきました。
Look, this is a restricted area. I'm tired of telling you people.
It's you. My heavens, you look so much like him. You're James's son, aren't you? What are you doing here?
そこでしこたま酒を飲んでからやり始めたんや。
You were too young to remember, and I suppose James never spoke of me. Typical. I am Dr. Madison Lee. I worked with your parents many years ago. Now I run the science lab here in Rivet City. It was all I had left. When your mother died, your father decided to leave with you. He abandoned our work. We had no choice but to do the same. You mean you haven't? I assumed he sent you here. For that matter, aren't you supposed to be in a vault? James said he left you there. Did you? I was under the impression that's exactly the opposite of what he wanted for you. Well, you won't find him here. He's come and gone already.
残念だったな。
Your father insisted that we return to work on Project Purity. I tried telling him too much time has passed. There's no way it would work. Predictably, he refused to listen to me. He says he can prove it will work and headed off to the old lab. I'm sorry, I don't know what else to tell you. It's in the old Jefferson Memorial Building, northwest of here. Please, don't go after him. It was foolish of him to even think about going there alone.
じゃあ行くぞ。
I suppose so. I worked with them for several years until your mother died, and your father decided it was time to leave. What else do you want to know? James? He was very driven, determined to change the world. Well, we all were back then, I suppose. He was focused on two things, really. Making Project Purity work, and your mother. When she died, I think...
でもね、これなかなか難しいねんな。
I think he gave up. I know he wanted to keep you safe, but I think part of what he did was run away. But it seems that he never really was able to get over the idea. I'm frankly shocked that he waited all this time and wants to try again. Yes, your mother was... well, she was a good woman.
Yeah.
A very dedicated scientist. Your father loved her very much. It was a shame that she died. She had been excited to meet you.
悲しいかな。
Complications from childbirth. None of us were expecting it. We weren't as prepared as we could have been. You have to understand, we were struggling with scavenged, derelict equipment. We did everything we could. Yes, well, I'm sorry it wasn't enough. Oh. Look, I don't want to be harsh, but I have problems of my own. I don't have the resources to support James's foolish endeavors or your chasing after him.
そうなったらお互いまずいじゃないですか。
I suppose I can spare a few stim packs. It's not much, but it might make things easier for you.
それでいいんですよ。
Yes.
Project Purity, we called it. What do you want to know? It was simple, really. Fresh, clean water for everyone. Such a simple idea, and yet so impossible to realize.
当然のことだと。
The plan was to build a facility that could purify all the water in the tidal basin at once. No radiation, no muck, just clear water. It just turned out to be more difficult than we anticipated. We had the basic principles down, we understood most of the science behind it, but the radiation in the area is so pervasive. Small-scale tests were fine, but anytime we tried to test the process on a larger scale, it was just... too much. Maybe if we'd had more time, or better equipment. You happened.
分かっ
It
てるよ。
wasn't just you. We had more problems than we could handle already, but your birth is what finally pushed it over the edge. Your father decided that you were more important than everything we'd been working for, and he left. He left all of us. Once he was gone, the Brotherhood decided we weren't worth their time anymore. Without their protection, we had to abandon the purifier. That idiot? He left so long ago, most folk don't even remember him. He claimed to have found a secret stash of technology somewhere in the ship. Then he just disappeared. Good luck finding your father.
Don't know about your runaway robot, and we don't
珍しく
care. This lab
ちゃ
is
んと英語
dedicated to
を
solving
翻訳
real
されてたな。
problems.
Yes, yes, yes. But
Dr. Lee is trying to save lives, and your constant interruptions are interfering with those efforts. Now please, stand aside.
I'm sure the good doctors work with water purification.
すいません。気の下ですけど。
What was at stake? The technology
まだ時間かかりそうでしたね。
What's at stake? You won't tell me what's at stake. Vagaries and secrecy. A robot's a robot, Zimmer, no matter how shiny the paint job. Now, please.
Ignorance and facetiousness. That's all you people are good for. Shiny paint.
あった。
Indeed.
よし。
You can't even imagine the Commonwealth's accomplishments.
You know, if you're so smart, maybe you could help us. But no, that never even crossed your mind. Go peddle your selfishness somewhere else.
Fine, but I'm not leaving. Not until I've spoken to Dr. Lee. I'll be here when she's ready to abandon her chemistry set and talk real science.
Suit yourself.
Yes? You there. What are you, some kind of lab assistant? No, you look a bit more weathered. Are you by any chance for hire?
バイト ?30 分で5万。
To the point. I like that. Well, as it turns out, I've misplaced some very sensitive property. All you know of robots are those buckets of bolts, those Mr. Handshakers and whatnot. Well, that's not all a robot can be. You see, in the Commonwealth, we've made artificial persons, synthetic humanoids, programmed to think and feel and do whatever we need. And occasionally, they get confused and wander off. What? Let me see that. This is a neuroservo, unique to the A321. And you say you got this from his corpse? I suppose there's no other way you could have obtained it. Well, damn it! I was afraid this would happen. Out here in this wasteland. Well, here's 50 caps for your troubles. Try to buy yourself an education out here in this hell. Good day.
Yes?
No, I don't think you're him.
I'm Brock, the bouncer. I take care of the troublemakers. Starting fights, breaking stuff, stealing. Don't tell me your problems. Give me a shout if you know where to find me.
いいわ。今回許したる。
ああ、やっとスーッと動けるようになったよ。
You're a new one. I'm Belle Bonnie of the Muddy Rudder. Make it quick. You must be drunk. Are you gonna order or?
Oh, そんな偉そうなこと言うのか、お前。
Go talk to Vera if you want gossip. I don't talk. Oh yeah, he's a mess. Yeah.
Hey, good looking. How come you haven't bought me a drink yet? Tightwad. No, wait. It's noisy, dark, and smelly. But we're safe here. No super mutants or raiders, and maybe Dr. Lee will find a way to get clean water for us. You're lost, Sugar. Yes, sir? She's not very social. Stays in her lab. She's smart, though. You mean like hid? No. Most of them are polite. Even the ones like Diego that... Well, one of us is. Sometimes it seems like he doesn't even know. Yeah, right. I don't think I could get him drunk enough to do that.
Sex!
I wish I had some ant pheromones. Trini says they... Yeah.
You make it quick. I'm on a tight schedule. Yeah, he comes by every night around closing time and tries... Thank God she's... Yeah, I know. Thank God he's a priest. At least I know nothing's going on between them. Father Clifford would kick him out of the priesthood if he ever found out. Later.
What do you want? My mom is probably drunk, and my dad's dead. Is that good enough for you, asshole? It makes me feel safer knowing you're around. What did you say about my mother? You take that back!
だが断る。まあ、痛い。言うことを聞いて家から逃げて。どういうこっちゃ
I'll show you. I'll show all of you. When I'm gone, my mom will really miss me.
大丈夫だ。問題ない。
あら、カルマが低下した。
I'm Tammy. Have you seen my good-for-nothing son lately? The little shit is usually up to no good. What a load of crap. Obviously, you've never had to take care of some squealing little brat.
God bless you. I'm Diego, the acolyte for Saint Monica. Saint Monica saved her own son's soul from a... She is now the patron saint of lost... You really should come to... What are you talking about? I'm a man of the cloth. Never mind. It doesn't matter what Angela thinks. Soon I will take vows of chastity. Father Clifford says she is my trial, my temptation. I must choose between her and the church. I have chosen the church. God.
じゃあ仕方ねえ。俺がすっぱり散らしてやるぜ。行くぞ！キャプテン、こんにちは。I am Father Clifford. She is the patron saint of lost children. If you want to hear her...
じゃあどうしようか
な。
Yes, I know. He used to go stand on the observation balcony all out.
見とけよ。ディエゴはアンジェラと寝ていると聞いた。嘘。
What? If that's true, I'll defrock him. Not only is he fornicating, but he's doing it with such an innocent young girl.
来たけりゃ見せてやるよ。
星空の下、明るい甲板で彼らに会った。
Ah, Diego! What have you done? He has forced my hand. I cannot let him be a priest now. This may be the end of the faith if I cannot find another acolyte. Saint Monica. I was forced to expel him from the priesthood. It's a shame, really. He would have made a fine priest. And Diego has done the right thing by asking her to marry him. Thank God for that.
Yeah.
Saint Monica. Quite an impressive collection, isn't it? Abraham Washington's the name.
センスありますよ。
Ah, a fellow scholar, I see. Each of the documents in this room tells a small but important story of... Unfortunately, the greatest prize of all is missing from the collection.
なんてこと。
In 1776, the Second Judgmental Congress got together and adopted a document. It was the day the United States of America... This magnificent achievement took form... Oh, would you? It would... Excellent! You won't regret it, I promise you. Imagine, you are taking part in another chapter of American history. You can find the Declaration of Independence in the ruins of the National Archives. In the D.C. ruins, you'll find the National Archives, or what's left of it anyway. The building should contain the document in a protective glass case. Here, let me pinpoint its location for you. I hope next time...
Charmed to meet you. I'm Vera Weatherly. Well, I really shouldn't tell you, but have you heard about Polly Cantelli?
どうされました?
He's addicted to chems. His poor wife Cindy is... You haven't heard? Angela has the hots for, but since he's a priest, he's been putting her off. They say Mr. Lopez is losing it. He stands on the top of the bridge tower for hours at a time, just staring out over the city. Haven't you heard? It's so wonderful. We haven't. Poor James. His mother drinks too much. Personally, I think she blames him for his father leaving her, which is ridiculous. Farewell.
You did a good thing delivering that component to Zimmer, telling him the android was dead. For that, I'm going to entrust you with some information. The android's transformation was done by a man named Pinkerton, here in Rivet City. You'll need to swim to reach him, but if you're inclined, Pinkerton, it won't disguise your identity, but you'll be able to experience life in a new skin.
The council has a report that CJ Young is missing. Have you seen her? Come back.
We're back at work
That's
after
why
a
I'm
full
glad
week
I'm
of
in
delays.
here. Good old
The
Rivet
Brotherhood
City.
soldiers were
Me
able to
too.
repair the sentry
Nothing's
guns,
getting through
much to my
these
relief. I know Madison isn't comfortable having them here, but there's no denying that we'd be lost without them. We're still waiting on the full analysis of the last 3 small-scale purification tests. Catherine hasn't been feeling well, and it's slowing down our research.
Yeah,
I
Belle's
don't
gonna
mind,
have to
but I can
replace some
tell that
tables
it's
and
bothering
chairs.
some of the others.
I'm sure she just scrounged some lower down.
Well, there's no more mystery behind Catherine's health problems. The news of her pregnancy has lifted the spirits of everyone here and given us a renewed interest in making the purifier work. We now have a future generation to provide for. The latest tests show that our methods are horribly inefficient, but I think we're on the right track. Catherine refuses to rest. She insists on spending all day in the lab. I've never seen her more driven. She's determined to resolve the power problems before the baby is born. I've tried to reason with her, but it's no use. The team has made plans to scale back our work once the baby is born. We're also trying to compensate for the increase in mutant attacks. No one is really talking about the implications of it. There are more of them than before. We know it. The Brotherhood soldiers know it. Our relationship with the Brotherhood is straining. They're concerned by the lack of concrete results from the project, especially in light of the mutant attacks. They haven't come out and said it, but we all know what's going on. They're questioning whether their involvement in our project is worth the trouble it's causing them. They lost 2 good men this week, with 3 more injured.
はい、じゃあ今回はリベットシティだっけ？リベットシティを、探索しただけでちょっと終わっちゃうんですけど、ここで動画を終わりたいと思います。それじゃあ続きじゃない、次の動画でお会いしましょう。バイ。